Halika. Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Welcome to another episode of our Usapang Bangsamoro together with our Cabinet Secretary and Spokesperson, 𝘍𝘀 This press conference is organized to provide timely updates regarding the recent fire incident in Barangay 𝘍𝘢𝘣𝘂, Bonggao, Tawi-Tawi. To formally begin, may we now call on our spokesperson, 𝘍𝘀 for his opening message.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Isang maganda at mapayapang umaga po sa ating lahat. And again, welcome to another episode of Usapang Bangsamoro. And our salutations at pagbati sa ating po mga kaibigan sa media. Thank you for joining us this morning as we provide update primarily dun ho sa nangyaring fire incident the other day sa Barangay 𝘍𝘢𝘣𝘂, Bonggao, Tawi-Tawi. But of course, as per practice, would also entertain questions relating to other updates or other issues concerning the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. So the other day ho, unfortunately, meron pong incident na nangyari in Bonggao, Tawi-Tawi, in Barangay 𝘍𝘢𝘣𝘂, in which around 1,000 families ang affected. At nasunog ho yung kanilang bahay, including yung mga footbridges situated in that village. If there's a silver lining that we can highlight, no, ay alhamdulillah wala akong casualty reported. So we are happy to report na wala akong nabawian ng buhay, and we express our gratitude dun sa ating pong emergency responders in the local government unit of Bonggao at yung mga locals na rin ho for helping and ensuring na wala akong lives na mawawala. Immediately, the Chief Minister was actually in close coordination with Governor Mang Sali and the provincial government of Tawi-Tawi nung nangyayari ho yung incident. And the Chief Minister directed the pertinent ministries to provide assistance, primarily to look into the situation ng ating po mga victims. So currently, there are 7 identified evacuation sites. Ang pinakamalaki ay nandun ho sa Milbahar Gymnasium sa MSU Tawi-Tawi, kung saan more than half of the affected families are currently situated. The Ministry of Social Services and Development have provided yung mga kailangan na immediate needs of the family, and they're currently doing or continuing yung profiling to assess and ensure kung ano po yung mga kailangan na tulong na dapat pong ibigay sa ating po mga affected families. So rest assured that the whole of the government in the region, in partnership with the local government of Tawi-Tawi, in Bonggao, and the provincial government, are closely working together para ma-address yung pangangailangan ng ating po mga kababayan in the said province. As to the specifics, we look forward to your questions or clarification from our friends from the media.
Thank you very much to our spokesperson for that very informative opening message. At this point, we will now open the floor for your questions. Who would like to ask their first question? Yes.
Good morning po, Sam Sali of XFM. Sir, to be exact, ilang bahay ba talaga yung tinupok ng apoy?
Ongoing yung site validation, but based on the incident reports, we're looking at 800 to 1,000. Okay, so yun yung information from the ground. But based on the families that in the evacuation site, ang total ho na accounted families ho natin, 758 in the 7 evacuation sites that I've mentioned. However, it is important to note na yung iba kong mga pamilya ho kasi ay dumiretso sa kanilang mga kamag-anak. Okay, so most likely we are really looking at least 800 families and ergo around 800 houses affected. No? But again, the maximum number that we are looking is at 1,000 families or 1,000 houses affected. Mabilis ho kasing kumalat yung apoy because these are wooden houses situated in the shoreline at connected by footbridges as well. It started around 10 o'clock and after 3 hours, officially declared under control na ho ng Bureau of Fire and Protection ho natin.
Okay. Para for the record lang, yung formation ng mga bahay, ang ilalim dagat. Opo, no? Tapos halos dikit-dikit. Ano nagko-connect doon? Tulay? Tulay lang?
Footbridges.
Footbridges.
Also made up of wood. Kaya ho mabilis yung pagkalat nung apoy. But naging mabilis din naman ho yung pag-respond ng ating pong firemen. At the same time, yung tulong na rin ho ng ating pong mga locals in getting the fire under control. Yun din ho siguro yung isa sa mga malaking dahilan. Of course, on top of that is the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala na wala akong casualty for this massive incident.
Last na lang from my end, majority sa nakatira doon, mga Badyaw.
Majorities are brothers ho natin ng mga Badyaw.
Okay, thank you.
Next question will be coming from Ma'am Ella.
Good morning, Kabsec. Pasada Balita, Ella Dayawan. Ang questions ko po, ano po ang magiging intervention ng BARM sa, bibigyan ba natin ng permanent houses or the same babalik sila doon sa area kung saan sila nasunugan?
Meron ho tayong ongoing na validation. But in the different levels of needs, yung immediate needs ng ating po mga kababayan affected by the incident, ay patuloy ho nating pinupunan. So in fact, we are about to send, maliban ho doon sa mga naibigay na hong mga assistance doon sa, from our provincial offices, meron ho tayong ng mga nakapreposition ho ngayon ng mga kitchenwares, mga sleeping kit, cooking kit, infant kit, water kit, dignity kit, saka rice and family food packs para ho doon sa kanilang pang-araw-araw na pangangailangan while they are still in the evacuation sites. As to the long-term need, of course, ang kailangan ho natin is magkaroon ho ng dignified na housing for them. And the province as well as the region has a long partnership na marami na rin po mga natapos na housing project at saka ongoing housing project in 𝘕𝘊𝘐𝑚. So we are not closing the possibility na doon din ho papunta. But again, we're just waiting for the completion of the validation na ginagawa ho ng Ministry of Social Services and Development to ensure kung ilan ho ba at saan ho possible yung kanilang relocation. At ang directive naman ho ng Chief Minister is to have this done as soon as possible.
Thank you, sir.
Next question would be coming from Sir Nor Gayak.
Assalamualaikum Kabsec, Chairman Nor ng Brigada News FM Cotabato City. Alam ho natin na agad nagpadalang BARM government through MSSD, BARM ready, at ngayong araw na ito, kung di ako nagkakamali, yung Project Tabang na naman, yung tutungo sa lugar. Pwede ba malaman kung ano-ano pa yung additional na dala nito hong Office of the Chief Minister ngayong araw na ito para ho ipamigay doon sa mga biktima ho ng sunog?
Sige. Ito po yung detalye. At una tayo ho'y nagpapasalamat sa tulong ng Office of the Civil Defense, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, dahil dun sa logistic support na kanila hong binigay. Yung transportation ng goods from Cotabato City to Tawi-Tawi ay naging posible ho because of the help of the Office of the Civil Defense. Ang detalye ho nung mga nakapreposition na goods na ipapadala ho, from Project Tabang, we have 1,000 sets of kitchenwares, 300 sets of towel, blanket, and sleeping mat, as well as medicine kits. From the Ministry of Social Services and Development, meron hong 1,000 na rice and family food packs, 1,000 sleeping kit, 1,000 cooking kit, 200 infant kits, 1,000 water kits, at 1,000 dignity kits. May dagdag pa ho na 2,500 bags of rice with food packs, care of BARM Ready from Cotabato City. And lastly, another 1,000 bags of 10 kilogram rice per pack na nakapreposition naman sa Zamboanga City, care of Project Tabang as well. So ito ho yung mga dagdag na tulong, no, ayuda na atin pong ipapadala sa Tawi-Tawi to continue yung mga nasimulan na hong immediate needs ng ating po mga kababayan.
Maliban dito sa sunog na ito, 𝘍𝑚𝑠𝑒C, meron pang nangyari na pagkalubog ng isang barko sa Basilan. May I know kung ano ba yung naitulong ng BARM government doon sa mga biktima?
Yung sa Basilan ho, the Ministry of Social Services and Development, ang isa ho doon sa mga naunang nagbigay ng tulong from the Bangsamoro government. And we also take cognizance of the fact na naging mabilis din ho yung aksyon ng provincial government ng Basilan at pati na rin ho yung Isabela City para ho doon sa mga kababayan natin na unfortunately ay nasawi, no, at yung mga nirescue na mga survivors from the sunken boat. The Chief Minister immediately provided directive to the pertinent ministries to look into the situation at mabigay din po ng assistance. At liban ho doon, we are one with the victims in calling for justice and in calling for a impartial investigation of the incident. Dahil kung titignan ho natin yung mga nakaraang incident, hindi ho ito yung first time na nangyari. At meron pong mga accounts from the survivors themselves na nakita ho nilang, sa tingin nila ay dapat hong tignan, no, ng ating pong gobyerno, ng national government, at ilang po mga pertinent organizations. So I believe there's been effort also to bring this discussion in the national government, in the national setting, at gaya ng nabanggit ho ng ating pong Chief Minister, dapat ho magkaroon ho ng investigation para ho makita, una, mapanagot kung sino ho yung dapat mapanagot, pangalawa, at perhaps mas importante, ay ma-prevent na ho yung mga ganito pa hong incident in the future.
Next question will be coming from Sir Ebs Sabang.
Assalamualaikum, 𝘱𝑚 po, DXMY. Sa financially support po, meron po bang Bangsamoro government dito po sa mga nasunugan?
Isa din ho yan dun sa mga options, no, na roster of help na pwede ho nating ibigay with the victims. But we're waiting for the result of the validation from the ground as to what extent no yung kailangan. No. But liban ho dito sa mga goods, liban ho doon sa inshallah yung kanilang malilipatan, ay parte din ho yan doon sa mga tinitignan ho na possible na tulong mula ho sa Bangsamoro government.
Follow up po, kung sakasakaling ma-validate man po yung ibibigay na tulong, nasa magkano po ba yung ibibigay po ng Bangsamoro government sa mga pamilyang nasunugan?
We'll wait for the una recommendation and the availability of funds. As to the exact amount, malalaman ho natin yan in the future kung everything is made official na ho.
Wala pang exactly na amount?
Wala pa hong exact amount as of the moment, but rest assured that isa ho yan dun sa mga possible na magiging tulong ho na ibibigay ng Bangsamoro government dun ho sa mga family.
Sir, for my end po, mabalikan ko lang ng konti. Umabot kasi ng 800 to 1,000 yung dami ng mga nasunog. May nakita bang Bangsamoro government dito sa nangyari na ito na insidente na ito? May pagkukulang ba sa pagresponde? Kasi umabot na ng 800 to 1,000 yung mga bahay na nasunog.
Yung dami ho nung mga nasunog na mga bahay ho kasi, well, a lot of factors. Una, based din ho dun sa incident report, mahangin din ho kasi nung gabi ho na yon. So that's also one factor bakit mabilis yung pag-spread nung apoy. Dagdag doon is yung construction materials that were used in the houses at saka yung pag-connect sa kanila, lahat ho kahoy. So, pangatlo, we can actually say that the response was successful insofar as prevention of casualty is concerned. So, wala hong nasawi. But of course, malaking dagok pa rin ho yun, malaking challenge pa rin ho dun sa mga affected families dahil yung mga ilang taon na naipundar ay nasunog at yung kanilang pamamahay ay nasunog. But all things considered, malaking bagay ho na wala hong namatay. Wala hong casualty. Kasi yun, mahirap na hong i-repair yun. Hindi ho kayang i-repair. At least yung mga properties, yung pamamahay, kaya pa ho nating i-repair o baka ho, kaya pa na mas maganda yung maibalik, inshallah.
Next question will be coming from Ma'am Daisy Mangod.
Magandang umaga po, 𝘍𝑚𝑠𝑒C. Opo. Nauunawaan natin na sa ngayon ay may mga pagsisikap na ang ating Bangsamoro government para ayudahan, tulungan yung mga biktima. Open po ba tayo na tumanggap? Kasi sa ngayon panahon, usually, karaniwan na natin nakikita yung talagang pagpipinta kasi ng region to region, iba't ibang agencies, mapa-private, mapa-public, May mga nagpahayag na po ba na willing mag-extend ng kamay o tumulong? At kung meron man po, kasi I'm sure marami yan susunod. Mayroon na po ba pinagpaplanuhan o iniisip na po ba kung saan pwede na lumapit yung mga gustong mag-extend ng tulong para hindi po magkaroon ng hindi magkagulo? So, dapat smooth lang yung pag-extend ng help sa ating mga kababayan po.
Yung mga pag-extend ng help, marami ho. In fact, even yung mga in their individual capacities at saka yung mga non-government organizations have been doing their part also to extend help dun sa ating po mga affected families. In doing so, ang suggestion ho natin, dahil in incidents like this, usually ho meron pong incident command center at yung emergency operation center ho natin. For coordination purposes at saka to ensure na hindi ho madoble-doble or hindi ho may mga pamilyang ma-miss out, ang suggestion ho talaga ay idaan ho natin dun sa incident command center ho natin. In this case, it's in yung PDRRMO ho ng provincial government ng Tawi-Tawi, yung pinakamainam ho na lapitan natin. Dahil sila ho yung mas nakakaalam kung anong pamilya o anong evacuation center na yung sapat yung supply at the moment, ano yung kailangan ng dagdag, or ano yung mga pamilya na doon nakitira muna sa kanilang mga kamag-anak na hindi pa naabutan ng tulong. Yun po yung mungkahi natin. And of course, we welcome yung lahat po ng mga gustong tumulong at gusto pang tutulong in making this less painful doon ho sa mga affected families natin in Bunggao, Tawi-Tawi.
Next
Thank you po.
question would be coming from Sir Al-Halim Abbas.
Assalamualaikum Kaamsat, magandang umaga po. Right after po nung sunog, may dialogue po ba sa victims and ano yung mga hinaing nila, if ever po?
Ongoing ho yung mga psychosocial support din ho na ginagawa ng ating pong emergency responders, specifically from the Ministry of Social Services and Development. So, dun ho, through the interviews, tinitingnan ho kung meron hong trauma na experience yung ating pong mga kababayan at yung mga intervention na kailangan for them to cope up dun sa incident na nangyari. Communication also in the level of the governance, ongoing pa rin, malakas yung communication and coordination ng ating pong Chief Minister 𝘉𝘀𝘀 with Governor Bangsamoro. At yun din yung isa sa mga dahilan bakit ho mabilis din ho yung ating pong pagresponde at pagbigay ng tulong sa ating pong mga kababayan. But based on the report ng ground, our personnel in the area itself, we will look into other interventions. And there would be a cabinet meeting soon at mapag-uusapan din ho ito dun sa gaganaping pagpupulong ng gabinete after we get the pertinent reports from the Emergency Operations Center.
Okay. For my end na lang po, Kabsat, may mga bata rin po. Kamusta na po yung health ng mga kabataan po doon during nung fire incident po?
Yung marami din ho actually yung mga bata na nasa evacuation center sa ngayon. At nakatutok ho yung ating pong mga health responders in ensuring yung kanila pong mga kalagayan. May mga check-ups hong ginagawa in the evacuation center at yung mga medicine ho ay nandun na rin naka-preposition. Meron din po mga dagdag, maliban ho doon sa nabanggit ko from Project Tabang na medicine kits. From the Ministry of Health ay meron din ho tayo mga karagdagang mga gamot na ipapadala para ho doon sa mga kababayan natin na nangangailangan ng health treatment. Wala naman hong major injuries din ho na reported, alhamdulillah. So, kunyari, yung mga high degree level nung pagkasunog ay wala naman hong mga ganon as of the moment.
Next question will be coming from 𝘉𝘈𝘊𝘂 𝗕𝘊𝘀.
Salamat po, Sec. Ang question ko po is, na-mention nyo na kanina is regarding sa mga nasunugan is ipapabalik sa kung saan sila nakatira. So, hindi ba gagawa ang government na relocation site para mas safer ang kanilang mapupuntahan tong tirahan?
Klaruhin ko lang, ang hinahanapan ng paraan na makabalik sila na may tirahan. Not necessarily within the same site. No? It could be in a different site. But this will all be based from the empirical report na ginagawa ngayon. Doon sa ongoing na validation na ginagawa ng ating pong emergency responders. Kasi kailangan din ho natin tignan, una, kung yung area ba ay suitable in the first place for putting up the same structure or a different structure. Or baka yung iba din ayaw na rin bumalik doon because of the traumatic experience. Or baka merong ibang site, no, na mas okay or di kaya ay win-win para sa lahat. So these details will be firmed up in the coming days. But the Chief Minister's directive is to ensure na maibigay ho, no, sa ating po mga kababayan yung dapat na maibalik sa kanila. At una is yung magkaroon ho sila ng shelter, no, na because they cannot stay for the evacuation sites for so long. For one, affected din ho yung classes sa MSU. And the classes there were suspended, especially the day after nung incident. I'm not sure kung nag-resume na, but in some colleges na kung saan malapit dun sa evacuation center, I believe that there was a suspension of classes. So, for that, among other reasons, the need for having a more permanent, no, and better housing for the affected families.
Follow-up lang po, Kabs, kasi na-mention nyo is about trauma. So, meron bang engagement si government para mawala yung kanilang trauma or any activities na ano yung gagawin natin? Sino-sino yung agencies na maka-assist po sa inyo? Thank you.
Ministry of Social Services and Development may mga professionally trained, no, na personnel for counseling at saka to ease yung traumatic experience. Same case with the Ministry of Health. Meron din ho silang mga specialists that are dealing with this, and they are professionals as well. Nakadeploy na ho yung mga yan at patuloy ho nilang ginagampanan yung ganung klaseng tungkulin. Dahil minsan ho nakakaligtaan, usually ang focus is the immediate needs, pagkain, clothing, but in the Bangsamoro government, we make sure na pati yung psychosocial support ay nandyan din. Dahil minsan, mas yun pa yung nakakaligtaan at yun pa yung mas long-term yung effect sa ating pong mga victims.
Our next question would be coming from Sir Dan Kadatuan.
Assalamualaikum, Kabsek. Doon sa pinatayuan ng mga bahay nila, ano yun siya? Squatter ba yun? Or sariling tirahan?
I'm not sure with the status of the property or on the land itself, but yung bahay ay constructed by the locals. Okay? So, if you look into the history nung mga kababayan ho natin in that area, yun yung nakagawian is malapit sa dagat. If not, sa may dagat ho mismo, nagpapatayo ng bahay. I cannot answer kung ano yung actual status of the land or the property, but again, yung mga physical structures there were built locally by our brothers and sisters in Barangay Lamion, Tawi-Tawi.
Sir, additional po. Doon sa area, sir, wala bang paghahanda yung doon sa kanila, yung sa province or LGU? Wala bang nagbabala na kumbaga ay hindi sila pwede magpatayo ng bahay doon? Kasi maraming pwedeng mangyari. Una, kasi nasa gilid po ng dagat, baka possible tamaan ng malakas na alon. O di kaya ito. Wala po pang ganun na kumbaga parang binigyan ng abiso na hindi pwede magpatayo doon?
We're not sure if there was. At kung meron man ho, well, the ship has sailed, ika nga, no? But what is important is dun sa pag-rebuild, pag-reconstruct, these things should probably be factored in, no? In identifying yung possible na relocation sites, if that's the trajectory in the future, na mas less yung risk, no? Less yung prone to tidal waves, or even perhaps in this case, yung kalat nung apoy. But again, as I've mentioned, the way it was constructed kasi, factored in pa nga yung malakas doon na hangin during that night, mabilis talaga yung pagkalat ng apoy. Mabilis yung pagkalat.
Last na lang pwede. Samantalang ko na lang yung pagkakataon, Kabsek, kasi ito na, kumaga, paparating na itong month of Ramadan. Maaari po bang malaman kung anong yung paghahanda ng ating Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao?
Puspusan ho yung preparations ho natin for the holy month of Ramadan. Mapapansin nyo, hindi kayo nakadaan dito sa harap. Dahil ongoing na ho yung pagpapatayo nung nakagawian ho natin na stage ho dyan for the different Ramadan activities. Other than that, meron din ho tayong gagawin na yung Quran reading competition. Nakagawian din ho yan, dyan naman ho sa SKCC. And yung booth po natin for the Ramadan Trade Fair I believe occupied na ho ata lahat, no? This will be situated in this area until ho dun sa bandang likod. So this will be perhaps one of the biggest, if not the biggest, celebration ho natin ng Holy Month of Ramadan. So tabayanan ho natin, puspusan ho yung preparation ng Bangsamoro government. I know we are quite fresh from the Foundation Day. At ngayon, yung whole month of Ramadan naman ho yung ating pong gugunitahin. At we make sure that it will be at par kung ano yung nakagawian natin, or baka ho, higitan pa ho natin this time around, inshallah.
At this point, we will now be entertaining our last two questions. Our second to the last question will be coming from Ma'am 𝘱𝘢
So, good morning po, sir. I'm 𝘱𝘢 from TMFM Cotabato. My question is, what plans are in place to upgrade infrastructures to prevent future fires? Ano po ba yung mga plano?
Yung, for one, there's already a building code, no? For example, meron na hong mga ordinances passed in the various local government units na kung masusunod ho, will be very helpful in preventing yung pag-spread ng fire. So meron po mga technical requirements po yan na dapat when you construct, before you provide permit to construct, no, yung housing or buildings for that matter, may certain requirements. Fire exit, no, dapat yung dikit mo dun sa next na neighborhood ay a certain degree. In short, the ordinances, the laws are already in place. It's a matter of implementation, and I think that's where an area of improvement should be made, no, in not only here in the bar, but in other parts of the country as well.
Thank you po, sir.
Our last question will be coming from Ma'am Joelyn Cruz.
Hello, sir. Di ako makita. Ayan po. Hello po. Good morning. Salam Joelyn from Bandanas TV, Cotabato. Sir, kanina marami tayong question pero walang may nagtanong kung ano po ba talaga yung cause ng sunog.
We're still waiting for the report to determine kung ano yung naging cause talaga ng sunog. Kami, yun din yung actually, before coming in here, yun din yung nire-research ko if there would be verified reports. Meron na hong mga different versions, but tayo, we base on official reports para ho hindi tayo masunog sa ating pagbabalik.
And that officially concludes our episode for our Usapang Bangsamoro today. Before we officially end, let us hear a short closing message from our spokesperson, 𝘍𝑈𝘆 𝘍𝑘
Thank you to our friends from the media. And I'd just like to reiterate that the Chief Minister, our Honorable Chief Minister Abdul Rauf Makakwa, has provided us a clear directive to ensure na yung po mga victims ng family, yung victims ng sunog, no, the affected families, will be taken care of. At yung pong kanilang immediate at long-term needs ay dapat ho nating matutukan. And again, alhamdulillah, dahil wala akong nasawi, wala akong namatay, no lives were taken, kasi hindi ho kayang i-rebuild ho yun or i-repair. Yung mga properties, yung personal belongings, kaya pa po nating ma-rebuild or probably in the future ay we can provide better or Allah will provide us something better. So yun po yung mahalaga. Rest assured that the whole of government is on top of the situation and will continue working closely with the provincial government of Tawi-Tawi and the local government of Bungaw to ensure that the needs of our people will be taken well cared of as directed by Chief Minister 𝘉𝘈𝘊𝘆 Maraming salamat mo for joining this session of Usapang Bangsamoro and enjoy the rest of the day. 𝘉𝘂𝘍𝑒𝘂 𝗕𝘓𝑚𝑘𝐴 𝘍𝑒𝑦. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.